Hello, Gossiper Sharona here. So I'm out in nature. So if you're new to this channel, you'll hear me come on and I'll tell you that I'm on my back patio because not only do I do the gossip in the dark, but I'm also an artist. I like to paint and I like to sketch, things like that. And being outdoors is relieving to me, right? It makes me feel free, open minded, everything like that. And I said, let me do some of my gossip outside. So if you hear like trees, planes, birds, things like that, it's because I'm out in nature. So, how is everyone doing? If it's your first time to this channel, please like, share, subscribe. Let's grow our little channel. Let's spread the word. So we're here to talk about Lizzo. We haven't spoken about Lizzo in a while when it comes to the lawsuit that was filed against her by three of her background dancers. Now, the last topic I did on Lizzo was this fat shaming. Is it fat shaming? Well, we all know when Lizzo first came on, right? She was a big girl, but then lately, like for the past year and a half, ever since 2023, when these daughters, when these dancers came out and accused her, she has been on this weight loss journey, and she lost a lot of weight. She looks good. She still has a bigger body for what Hollywood likes, if you get what I'm saying. But, she was coming out saying we don't see any more representation of big girls. And people are like, why are you double talking? You're saying that you wanted to lose weight because this, and now you're saying there's not enough big girls. You're not. So what exactly are you saying? So you could go check that story out. So we're here now because the judge in the Lizzo lawsuit dropped one of the claims. And one of the claims is that she was fat shaming her dancers. Now, Lizzo, she calls them her, what she call big girls? Is it big girls? She had a TV program, a TV special where she was looking for background dancers. And I remember watching all the episodes. It was a fun TV show. And she picked, a couple people to go on tour with her. And she did this because she wanted to show body positivity, that you don't have to be this size 2, 4, 6 just to be a dancer on tour. Because, people will think, the bigger you are, the more weight you have on, you can't shake it like a salt shaker, shake it like a salt shaker. But then she wanted to prove them wrong. So she did this TV show and she found some dancers that would go on tour with her. So we're going to go on into this article on TMZ. And if you recall, back in 2023, it's Ariana, Noel, and Crystal. They claimed that Lizzo subjected them to nude entertainment shows in Amsterdam and Paris while they were on tour, which they said they were clearly uncomfortable with. It even went as far as Lizzo taking them, or dare saying, pressured them to go to this club at in Amsterdam called Banana Bar. And it says this is where patrons are known to eat bananas out of the performer's vagina. You're hearing it correctly. People are allowed to eat bananas out of people's vagina. That's what I said. I had to say it again. But of course, Lizzo, she denies those claims. Now, the latest update we have in this is that the dancers, they dropped the fat shaming legal fight. And we're just going to read this quick article from TMZ. It says Lizzo just scored a win in her legal battle against 3 former backup dancers. The women have dropped their claims that Lizzo fat shamed them despite the rest of the case moving forward, TMZ has learned. Lizzo's powerhouse attorney, Marty Singer, and his partner, Melissa Y. Glass, tell TMZ the fat shaming claims were a major part of the sexual harassment lawsuit brought by Ariana Davis, Noel Rodriguez, and Crystal Williams, but they insist it always lacked merit. According to Lizzo's attorney, the allegations was refuted by 18 witnesses in sworn court declaration that were submitted to the court. They say the Superior Court judge concluded Davis was fired because she made an unauthorized recording of Lizzo, in a dancer meeting, and it was to Williams, who was no longer with the special tour. And now the dancers dropped their appeal of the dismissal of the fat shaming claims. Now, again, when she did the show, I think it was called Watch Out for the Big Girls. She was looking for big girls. So for them to say fat shaming, that makes no sense. And then you have 18 witnesses who came forward and saying, no, she doesn't have anything with people and their body. And, she liked the big girls. At the time, she was a big girl. And that's what she set out to do, was to hire big girls to show that big girls can move just like the skinny ones can, right? Big girls aren't falling over because they can't catch their breath from, 3 hours of dancing on tour. So, yeah, they dropped that. That one made no sense. Like I said, I watched the show. And as I said, 90% of the people on there were, if you want to say plus size, but she says big girl. And that's what she was looking for the show. So for them to say, she was fat shaming, that I would not agree with, and do agree with the judge dropping that claim. So, Lizzo, she has more claims. Again, they were also claiming that, she took them, like I said earlier, to strip clubs, and they didn't sign up for that. And I was, people were saying it like, you're grown. If you don't want to go to a strip club, you tell Lizzo no. And they used the, no, but we're dancers and we're with Lizzo. We don't want to lose our job. So if the boss says we have to go, we're going to go. So we need to get out of this mentality. I get what people are saying. I get what they might be saying. But I don't think someone like a Lizzo, we're talking Lizzo, we're not going to generalize, would look at you and go, if you don't go to a strip club, then you're going to lose your job. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's the latest on Lizzo. Gossipers, what are your thoughts? As always, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And, yeah, tell me your thoughts.